Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Cares has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website at southeastcarriers.com or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
This is the X Sports Network.
BBQ. I'm Dusty Kaiser, along with Hayden Burks and Michael Marks. And hey, we're missing AJ tonight. He's got hung up at the Babe Ruth 14-year-old Southeast Regionals calling games for the X Sports Network. So it's just us guys. We got Samuel on the cameras with us tonight, but we're going to make it through it. So first of all, how's the week going, guys?
Going good. Work a little bit on the new building as well. I've been saying we've been making progress on that, so hopefully we'll be moved into there. And then also, excited for all these Babe Ruth games. So hopefully the weather can be more polite to us throughout the rest of the week. But other than that, it's been a pretty good week so far.
Mother Nature has been a pain. We were supposed to start at 10:30 yesterday morning, and we got started at 6 p.m. So, everything got pushed back. We had a game this morning, and then we got halfway through the second game. We got a rain delay. It stopped at 2:30 and got pushed to, I think it's on now.
Yeah, field preparation.
So,
wow. Hey, and I want to tell you, we all called games. Me and AJ called a lot of high school games. I know the high school field, it drains pretty well, but that Babe Ruth field, it holds water.
It does. And
it doesn't drain very well.
It rained hard for about 25 or 30 minutes, and the entire infield was pretty much underwater.
Yeah, it was the same spot as it was yesterday. You had all the puddles up over second base and down to third base and all that stuff. So hopefully they got the game underway by now. So, but still, the game that should be going on right now is Greenville and Tallahassee.
And those are
the two best teams, and probably both. I would say both of y'all agree that they're the two best teams.
From what I got to watch just a little bit today at Sarasota when I was at work, but we called Greenville last night. Y'all called Tallahassee. Yep. Yeah, we've seen it. Greenville's pitching phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, and see, today I thought it was going to start the same way today because the kid struck out the first batter and then he walked 6 in between the first 2 innings.
Oh,
he walked in a run.
Did they win though?
They were up 4-3 when it got called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. We're going to be getting into college football this week on our show, talking about our picks for our top teams and then our conference champions and our Heisman Trophy winning stuff. But let's talk a little bit about, we got a new player in Nashville. DeAndre Hopkins signs with the Titans.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it for real.
I don't know if I'm excited or if I'm kind of like, I don't know. What are we getting?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, with the whole thing, I think of 2 players. I think of Julio Jones and I think of Andre Johnson. These guys that are kind of at the end of their primes. And I hope D-Hop didn't sign this contract and he kind of just signed away his career.
Randy Moss as well.
Yeah, I hope he didn't sign too late into his career and kind of tank it.
We've talked about it several times. It's no secret. I'm not a huge Tannehill fan.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got to have a short leash for sure now.
For sure, because I feel like Levis and DeAndre is going to be working together.
Exactly.
Just in case Tannehill goes down or if things just kind of go sideways.
Yeah.
Levis can come in, so he's already been working with his number one receiver. I do think it does take a little bit of load off Derek.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm not sold on Burks on the other side, So I don't know. I don't know what we get. I'm like you, Hayden. It's just kind of up in the air.
Exactly. But I mean, like, it can absolutely help Tennessee, but you don't know what you're getting because I mean, Julio. We were thinking like the three-headed monster. You got Henry. You got A.J. Brown at the time was on this side, and then you got Julio on that side. And Julio, was injury prone and only had one receiving touchdown. So.
Yeah. And that's not going to help Nashville. We're looking to get something going.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with the quarterback getting drafted in the second round in Levis. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see what plays out for the NFL.
I think with D-Hop signing, I think it's made the Titans season a lot more interesting than it could have been before going in. Because before that, it's just let's give Henry the ball 40 times and see what happens.
Yes, and and hey, talking about that, not just Henry, but what about these running backs that are saying, we're not wanted, I think we're going to see a lot more set out. Shaquan, he's not going to come.
I don't think he'll be at New York next
Jacobs
year.
not coming to Oakland.
Nope.
Or Raiders have Las Vegas.
Even Derrick Henry, I think it was a tweet that he said.
It was a tweet.
Yeah, that he said that basically running backs aren't appreciated. What's the point of us being on the field?
Exactly. So he said they should take that position out of football.
Exactly.
Well, I agree with the managerial part of this on one thing. NFL running backs don't have long careers. When you use them like Derrick Henry, you might get 5 or 6 good years out of them. There's no reason you want to waste like 8 years and like $60 million on a guy that you're not going to get that much out of.
And I felt, and hey, he's an Alabama guy, and I am too, and I love Derrick Henry being in Nashville. But the Titans, and I said to a couple of my buddies, and they want to shoot me for it, but he was coming off a healthy season. They probably should have looked, and I know there was talk and speculation about trying to move him. That was the time.
It was.
Because like you said, we don't know what we're going to get now. We're another year older, so we'll see. But I'm kind of anxious, I guess is a good word to see about the Titans. I don't know. I'm a golf guy, and the Open's going on right now today. It started at 12:30 this morning. Tommy Fleetwood, I believe, is tied for the lead. I don't know anything else been going on really crazy.
I mean, Atlanta broke their 4-game losing streak today, beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. And
we finally win a ball game.
Listen, Arizona is not the same team from last year or 2 years ago that was like bottom of their division with Colorado.
They're a lot better.
This Diamondbacks team is the real deal. I mean, they got a real ace in Zach Gallen, and they got guys that can hit the ball. Christian Walker, Lourdes Gurriel, Ketel Marte. I mean, they got some ball players.
Yeah, and at the time, Atlanta, they were going into the All-Star break 60 and 29, I believe.
Yeah, they were.
And, dropped 4 right off the bat. So, they had the first game against Chicago White Sox, then they lost the last 2, and then they lost 2 more to the Diamondbacks. So it makes you think with the trade deadline coming up, are they going to make a trade?
Well, they did. There was talk they were trading Wade Morton to Detroit, or I think it was Detroit to pick. I don't know. I think they're okay.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
It's not
exactly.
Panic time.
Listen, if I was a Braves fan, I'd rather fall flat on my face in July than in October.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're gonna drop have a little skid.
They've been playing such great baseball. They got to be tired.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got, and they talk about we got the All-Star break. It's only a couple days.
Yeah. And most of your guys, they have like 7 All-Stars, 8, something like that.
Yeah, it's 8 All-Stars.
They go to Seattle and play baseball for a week. It's not really a week off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's maybe not as intense, but they're still playing ball. They're not really resting.
Exactly.
So I'm like Michael. I'm not worried.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
I still think we got a chance to win it all. I really do. I think we're deep enough in the bullpen. I think we're deep enough in pitching. There's no reason to talk about our hitting. I think we're probably the best hitting team.
Their batting average right now as a team is like 290. And
I was looking at it last night. Acuna's at 333.
Olsen's the real deal.
Olsen he's legit.
Because his OPS is like 950 something.
Yes.
His batting average is only like 260.
I believe he just hit over 70 RBIs.
290.
Yep.
Albie's batting 290. I think Riley's around 270, somewhere like that.
Acuna, after the All-Star break, has an OPS 1 point under 1,000. That is insane.
Yes, it's crazy. And they just signed Darno. They just give him a little money
Extension,
to stay.
Yeah. $8 million for a year.
Hey, I'm all in. I like where we're going.
And
see
then
what happens.
The NBA. We got the NBA still. Summer League.
Listen, I think it was interesting.
It has been interesting. Yeah, it has. But I I want to see these young guys get out there. And I know Scoop got hurt. But, I want to see Victor. I want to see what he's got. He plays 2 games and they shut him down.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they made the move, but still, it's like the excitement. You want to see that, too, and put,
Yeah, I want to see that competition. We probably should be thankful for the competition we're seeing because those guys are trying to get a job.
Yeah, they're trying to get a job.
This is like the preseason in the NFL. You got rookies out here that didn't get drafted. They just signed, signed a summer league deal with these guys, and they're going up there busting their tails every day because they want a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And you work that hard, and it's gone just like that. Boom, it's gone. So that part of the summer league is good to watch. Mm-hmm. I feel like you do see a little more competitive. But pro sports is moving right along. I can't believe, we're 4 weeks from college football.
Yeah, I mean, college football is coming around the corner, and then also with the academic year for Lawrence County, Loretta, and Summertown, right around the corner, volleyball is going to be
my daughter plays golf. We got a golf match Monday.
Yeah.
They're hosting it's a big match they host every year. It's kind of like their fundraiser. There'll be several teams come.
Yeah.
So that's this Monday, the 24th. But we're fixing to be busy with X Sports. We got volleyball coming up. We had a little bit of a break. We got the Babe Ruth coming
up, and just another little bit of a break there.
Yeah, we're about to be really busy because as soon as volleyball is done, we go right into football, football to basketball to
it's nonstop for like the next 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And then Lawrence County, they're looking to have a good year as well. And I mean, I'm excited for the Lawrence County and Loretta game, and then Summertown. I believe they haven't announced it, but hopefully they're getting a head coach soon.
Yeah, I would think we would know something probably by tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your head coach resigns on July 12th. You got a season in 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah,
it's
hard on the team.
Yeah,
it's tough. Like we talked about. Them boys are in their 4th head coach in 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So the freshmen that came in 4 years ago, that's their 4th. So
it is
hard to build a culture for that time being.
Right. Well, we're going to take us a quick break, and coming back, we'll be talking about our college preview, and we'll be back in a minute here at Hinie's BBQ at X Sports Live.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade, and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Driving into the city every time you need appliances, furniture, or heck, just about anything? Next time, stay local and come to Swap and Shop Center. We have everything you want, from computers to furniture, major appliances, lawn and garden tools, electronics, you name it. Our #1 goal is to get you the items you need at a price you can afford. We even offer 120 days same as cash financing. We won't be undersold. We specialize in service after the sale. We pick up where everyone else leaves off. Swap and Shop Center, family owned and operated in Lawrenceburg for over 61 years.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best. Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee. Don't be left with stumps, overgrown trees, and cluttered land. Make the call today to Bayworth Trimming, licensed, bonded, and insured. Proudly serving the region with years of know-how. Call today 931-300-3554 or visit bayworthtrimming.com.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
This is the X Sports Network.
Me and the guys are going to start talking about a little college football. It's that time of year.
Absolutely. Go Vols.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I should say something different, but there's
just Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man, we've talked about it for a couple of weeks now. We're all getting excited and pumped. It's that time of year for everybody, especially us.
Yeah, exactly.
And we talk about we talked about the other night what we would do as a commissioner, and things like that with our conferences and our, if we're going to do it, just split it up like a AFC, NFC thing like the NFL and whatever. But I guess tonight we'll just start out. We'll start with you, Michael. Our conference champion, we'll just do Power 5.
All right, so you want me to do like each conference, like just SEC East, West,
yeah,
stuff like that?
Well, no, I mean, well, you can do it how you want to. I just was going to say your SEC champ.
Okay.
Your Big 10, Big 12.
Well, so I got Georgia winning the SEC. Until they do something to lose my respect, they've earned it. I mean, they have been dominant the past, honestly, 3 or 4 years. It's just it's been a different level this past 2 years. I got LSU winning the West. So let's go to the ACC. I'm kind of in a toss-up between whoever wins the division that has Clemson and Florida State. Because, I mean, those two teams have kind of run the ACC the past decade or so.
Right.
And Florida State even longer. And I think Mike Norvell's kind of got them back on track. And I think Jordan Travis could have a conference player of the year, maybe not Heisman, but maybe a conference player of the year type of year. I think Florida State can win the ACC. But I'm not going to throw some shade. There could be an underdog like Duke maybe have a good season and maybe make a push. But I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy to the ACC. Big Ten is where it gets interesting because you got the 3 best teams are on the same side. You got Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. They're all in the same division.
And Penn State's going to be a decent football team.
Listen, they're going to have the best defense in the Big Ten. And they got a 5-star quarterback, 2 previous 5-star running backs. I mean, their offense are where the questions are. And I think if their defense plays at the level that it should, I think they win the Big Ten.
And, and I think with that, too, is James Franklin. I don't think he's
never had this talent of a roster.
He's never had that
before.
much of a talent, and I don't think he's that good. I think he may be.
I think that's fair.
Coaching over his head a little.
So let's move to the Big 12. I don't think that. No, I think there's 2 or 3 teams that could win the Big 12. I think Oklahoma has a bounce back year. I think Kansas State's good. But if the Big 12 wants a team in the college football playoff, it's going to have to be Texas. And they could have another flop year because every year Texas is back, and then about week 4 they're old Texas again. But if the Big 12 is going to put a team in the playoff, it's going to be Texas. And then I guess we move out west. I mean, there's about 8 teams that could win the Pac-12. I mean, Oregon State is reinvented. I mean, they won like 9 games last year.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Washington's good. Oregon's good. UCLA's good. USC's good. Utah's good. I mean, you could really – I mean, it's just what quarterback wants to have the Heisman year, that team's going to win the Big 12 or the Pac-12.
And we talk about that Pac-12 so much. Sometimes I wish they would just take them out. of like the Power 5 because it's really not power.
No.
I don't think.
It's a different style of football.
It is a totally different style of football. USC, of course, I feel like they're the upper echelons of that conference. But I just don't, it go back to like we talked about the SEC. Pac-12 don't play nobody.
Exactly. They play.
I mean, they'll have one big.
Like, that's a team they play. USC lost to them.
Exactly.
Well, I honestly, I think USC, like, their non-conference opponent last year was Notre Dame. Nothing against Notre Dame. I mean, they finished the season ranked. They won their bowl game. They had like 8 or 9 wins, ended up, but
right.
They don't really play anybody. I mean,
they don't.
They don't play nobody. The only thing that I can say about Notre Dame is they travel to a lot of these big schools.
Well, they play like a Big Ten, ACC, Pac-12 type of schedule. They just throw 3 or 4 teams at each conference and go out there.
But they expect that they're going to win the whole thing every year. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a big Notre Dame fan.
I'm not either, and I get tired of hearing it.
Exactly. I get tired of hearing about Notre Dame.
I do think with Sam Hartman, they're Notre Dame.
They're going to be better.
What they've been looking for, if you look at the Notre Dame teams of the past 10 or 15 years that have been really good, the one thing they're missing is a game changer at quarterback. In 2012, I think it was Everett Golston.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Ian Book, he was all right, but I mean, you need a game changer, not a game manager.
Right,
yeah. And that's what they've been missing.
And they got their new coach.
And I think once he gets everything smoothed out,
he finished off last year, and this is going to be his first year. I mean, I get it. I'm just not a fan. I feel like they're almost pushed on us a lot. Yeah. I feel like just because it's Notre Dame.
I feel like Notre Dame is kind of the college football equivalent of like the New York Yankees, the Dallas Cowboys. They don't. It's not just South Bend, Indiana, that's Notre Dame fans. It is like a nationwide, like spec here.
Oh
yeah. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, well, we all know why that is because they're a private Christian school.
Yeah.
And so I mean,
right.
I'm tired of hearing about Notre Dame. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Who you got, Hayden?
All right. So SEC, I'm with you, Michael. Until somebody knocks off Georgia, I got to run with Georgia. And then I got them playing Alabama in the SEC championship. For some reason, I know LSU's going to be tough. LSU's going to be a tough game. Don't get me wrong. Alabama's not going to just dominate every team though this year.
No.
So I mean, it's just not going to happen. But I think their defense is going to say enough to like get them a 10-2 record. I'd say.
Who, Alabama?
Mm-hmm. That's what I got them at 10-2.
Oh, this is probably I think this might be the best defense Nick Saban's had since I believe it was 2015 or 2016.
Exactly.
They compare it to that, but guys, that's going to be one of those things where I've got to see it.
Yeah.
On the field. I don't want to just see it on paper. I want to see it on the field. I mean, because you're talking nasty.
Yeah.
We're talking now we're going to, the way the college football's changed, Nick Saban with that defense is going to be playing 10-17 games.
Yeah.
Not 35-42.
Exactly. It's going to be low. Exactly. It's going to be low scoring. But that's the reason why it's tough for LSU because they're going to be scoring points. And so basically, LSU, if Alabama wants to beat LSU, they're going to have to play down to Alabama's level on offense.
And the whole thing is, I don't know if you can have a defense good enough to stop some of these offenses enough because like Alabama in 2010, 2012 stuff like that, they're winning games like 24-13 stuff like that. I don't know if you can build a defense nowadays enough to slow down an offense where 30 points will win a game.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about today at work with a guy. I mean, like really, like how do we? And I like it. I would love to see it, but I just don't think. I mean, I don't think Nick Saban or whoever can put a defense together to keep these high-scoring offenses. Just like y'all.
And they got the players, but Kevin Steele's their defensive coordinator.
Well, I mean, you think about it. I'll just use y'all when we're talking. Y'all come to Tuscaloosa and we hold y'all to like 14 points.
Oh, you're gonna kill us.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
No.
But that's what
it could happen. It could happen easily.
Now, I mean, if that's the case, then I may have to go back on what I've been saying to AJ for 2 months and what I've been saying in front of y'all. If that's the case, then yeah, we got a chance to win it all.
Yeah, exactly. And you just got to find a quarterback. That's literally what comes
defense
down to
wins championships, but offense wins games.
Yeah, exactly. And then so with that for the ACC, I've got North Carolina. I think now, don't get me wrong. I think the better overall team is Clemson. They've got the most talent without a doubt. I think they've got the more established culture. I think between them and Florida State. Even though Florida State's on the upcoming, everybody predicts them to be pretty good. Still not sold on them yet. Clemson, they've got their resume from the past to go win games. They got that young quarterback, got a young receiving core, got their running back coming back. So like I said, I'm still not predicting Clemson. I think, Drake May is the real deal for North Carolina. I think he can put them over the top.
Okay, listen, they still have Mac Brown. As long as he's there, they're going to be a fighting team.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
and I think too. What I want to see is Venable left. Everybody said that was Kirby's piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
And last year didn't look so good. With Clemson. Yeah. So I want to see where Kirby's at now.
Yeah.
That he's had a full year away from Venable, and let's see where that defense is, because that defense, hey guys,
they were some dogs last
year. They were.
Yes.
But listen, Clemson, they do have Garrett Riley now at offensive coordinator.
That's true.
So they're all. And they got a young guy, Cade Klubnik at quarterback, and
Klubnik,
ESPN's going to show his parents for all 4 quarters of every single game, and they still got Will Shipley at running back. They're going to have some weapons.
And then Big Ten, obviously, I got Michigan. I think it's going to come down to that last week again. Now, although I do have Penn State upsetting Ohio State for some reason. As you saw the game last year, Ohio State about lost to them.
Yeah,
until the end there.
Hey, Ryan Day's going to lose those games.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. That's interesting, because I'm going to say something on my end when it gets my turn.
Yeah, and like I said, I got Michigan winning it, but we can't. We were talking about earlier, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a pretty good team. I think they're going to be a dark horse this
They got
coming
Fickle.
year.
They got Luke Fickle, and that dude doesn't lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with that, for the Pac-12, USC and Utah. Utah again. Utah's got their number. There's nothing else I can say about that.
But Utah, listen, the way Utah beat USC was the worst in the Power 5 in covering tight ends. Utah had a top 5 tight end in the country, Dalton Kincaid, and he tore USC apart every single time they threw it to it because they just gave it to him over the middle.
Oh, Utah just ate their food in the conference championship. Yeah. So, that's all I got to say about that. I just think Utah's got their number over them. Big 12, I think it's going to be Kansas State and TCU again. TCU lost a lot with Quentin Johnson being gone, but, I think they built enough of a resume, even though they lost probably in the worst game of the college football championship.
Right.
Yeah, that was awful, but I think it's going to be
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That's being nice.
Yeah, that's being nice. That's being real, but it's being nice.
That was a massacre.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be Kansas State again. They got good talent coming back. Their running backs coming back. So, that's my share on Kansas State and TCU for the Big 12. I think there's just going to be, of course, you got Texas and Oklahoma. I'm not sold on Texas.
Yeah, orange down.
Orange down, baby.
That's 15 yards.
Yeah, well,
that's definitely 15 yards.
Well, I'll take it.
All right, I'm just going to start at the top for me. I got Florida State winning the ACC.
Okay.
I got Texas winning the Big 12. I think Texas with Sharp one more year. Ewers is coming back. Hey, we'll see what he was doing to us before he got hurt.
He got like 180 yards in the first quarter, breaks his collarbone or whatever.
I think Texas is going to be all around a good football program. And they're trying to build that up because where they coming next year?
SEC, big boy football.
Yeah.
And Arch Manning.
Yeah. So I think Texas there in the Big 12. I got Georgia winning the SEC again. It's the same thing. I got USC winning the Pac-12. I don't like it at all, but I got them winning the Pac-12.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a big Caleb Williams. I'm not
a fan of him at all, and that'll be for a later show. And I got Michigan winning the Big 10, but I also have a but with that. Ryan Day gets fired.
If he loses to Michigan this year, he's done.
It's over. It's over. This is his make or break year. That game. It's that game.
And they're going to boot a coach as like a 90% win percentage.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Ohio State could run the table, lose the last game of the year, Ryan Day gets fired.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
that's what I've got predicted.
And they could make the college football play. They made it last year.
They could fire a coach and still make the college football playoff with one loss.
Yeah.
Just because of how this crazy system works.
Yeah, with Michigan.
How it works. Yeah. I want to go back to what you were saying about the SEC championship game. I think that LSU will be the team in the West playing.
I think there are 3 teams that could be in the West.
It could be 3, and I will say us and A&M. It's all going to depend on how it falls.
A&M, I'm not exactly sure. Listen, Ole Miss.
I watched Jimbo at Media Days on, I believe it was the 17th.
He did seem pretty confident with his team.
Listen, there's one thing I love about Jimbo Fisher And it's that he kind of seems like he doesn't care in a way. It's that laid back mentality, and when he's calling plays, he looks like an old man. He's got his playbook and his bifocals.
Well,
and
I think he's coaching for his job, even though he signed that crazy contract.
He went 5-7 last year with a bunch of 5-stars.
Exactly,
best recruiting class probably ever.
So I think it's Georgia, LSU in the SEC championship game. Now, like I said a few minutes ago, somehow Alabama's defense keeps these games and it goes different. And we can end up running through y'all and LSU, then we'll have a different conversation.
If you beat Tennessee and LSU, you deserve to go to Atlanta. It's as simple as that.
Well,
with how
so.
the schedule is.
But we'll lose to A&M, and that'll be the reason why we don't get to go or something. Jimbo will do something crazy like that.
It's at A&M too, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, it's
Alabama.
at A&M. Yeah, we had
it's
them.
Gonna be
we
tough.
had them in Tuscaloosa last year.
The
only thing good is we've got LSU and y'all at home.
Yeah, at home.
That's true. That's the main reason, because I was thinking about this when making all this. I was like, oh my gosh, man, Alabama's got such a good schedule this year with Tennessee.
It kind of fell for us.
And you got Texas at home too. I mean, your biggest games of the year, other than A&M,
are at home.
They're at home.
Yep.
So
I'm not complaining. I just. Like I said,
y'all had the schedule that we had last year when it comes to home games.
Quarterback play for us is going to be the key.
Exactly.
See what we got, and I don't know. But, hey, let's go into our Heisman talk. I think AJ had it out, 3, 4, however many. I done 4. I got 3, and then I'd like a dark horse. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, so I have Drake May, and these are if their teams are 11-1, 10-2. I think Drake May's in there. I think you put Caleb Williams back in there, kind of like the same thing with Bryce Young last year. He was like kind of always a favorite until the little shoulder injury. I don't know if there's going to be an SEC quarterback in there, just because KJ Jefferson could be one, Joe Milton could be one, but they're in that
those
same.
Those are only 2.
Those are only 2, I think.
Yeah, that could be in contention.
Yeah.
Nobody
maybe
else.
Jaden Daniels, but I just feel like he doesn't really put up the numbers to be a Heisman.
I don't think so.
But and then you got like a bunch of guys on the West Coast. Bo Nix is going to put up crazy numbers. Michael Penix is going to put up crazy numbers. I think DJ Uiagalelei has like a most improved player type of year because he's in a new offense. He's in a new, it's scenery change.
That's a big thing for him.
And I think if Texas is going to make the playoff, Quinn Ewers has to be a Heisman finalist. So, and then I have like Marvin Harrison in there too, because he's probably the best receiver we've seen in football since Devontae Smith.
Probably.
DJ's overrated. I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
I agree.
DJ.
I agree, but I think he's going to have a revitalized year.
I'm not hating on him having that revitalized
year. You can hate. I think it's justifiable to hate on him.
Like I said, I'm not, really hating on him, but I'm just saying.
DJ is in the same spot Bo Nix was in 2 years ago.
That is true.
Everybody hates him. His fans are turning on him. The coaches are turning on him. He leaves, goes to a West Coast team, and now he's a Heisman favorite.
That's on Clemson though, for real. Because if you think about it, when Trevor Lawrence left to go to the NFL, they were like, oh well, DJ's going to take over the reins, and I don't know. I
blame a lot of that on Dabo.
Yeah, and also Clemson, Dabo.
Well, and the whole thing is it's hard to be the guy after the guy.
Yeah.
And I think Trevor Lawrence may be a top 5 college quarterback of all time. I think he really might be. Because I think if he could, there was a possibility that he could have won 2 or 3 natties if he stayed for 4 years, maybe 2 Heismans.
Absolutely.
Who knows? But Trevor Lawrence was really good. He tore apart Alabama in 2019.
And those were NFL teams.
Yeah.
I've always said that about Clemson, and about Clemson, about their quarterbacks. I said about Deshaun Watson. I said about Sunshine. Those 2 guys were beating NFL talent defenses in college.
Because that Ohio State team that Clemson played in the semifinal before they went and got stomped on by LSU, that Ohio State team was amazing. That team had Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. That's just their receivers. They got Travion Henderson at running back. I can't think of who their starting running back was. Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins.
And you got Justin Fields. That team was good.
And they didn't win
and then the next year they played Clemson again and killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't win a national
That's
championship.
Weird.
Well, who you got?
I got Caleb Williams, of course. I hate to say it, but he's going to be in there.
He's going to be in the talk.
Yeah, he's going to be in the talk, of course. Of course, like I said, that's what it comes down to. You were talking about earlier. They play nobody. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the Pac-12. Literally their only competition in the conference is, Utah, and they fold to them every time they play them. So I think Caleb Williams is overrated. Drake May, like I said, I'm really high on Drake May. As soon as I saw him play as a freshman, I was like, oh, this guy's like, is he going to be eligible for the draft this year? I'm not sure. I think
he's
he
a
is.
sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
I think he's got one more year.
He's got one more year.
Yeah, so I mean, he's going to be an NFL player one day.
Oh,
absolutely.
sure
Yeah.
he'll be an NFL player.
And Michael Penix Jr., of course. Led
Yeah,
the
I
league.
mean, he led the country in passing yards last year.
And he's got receivers
and
now.
And he's got his receivers coming back.
Yeah. KJ Jefferson, I think he's got such an arm, such an athlete. He kind of reminds me of Anthony Richardson for Florida last year, even though he's got more of an arm and more accuracy. He just doesn't really. He didn't have the
He's
team.
athletic.
He's athletic.
So athletic.
I think KJ Jefferson is the best deep ball quarterback in the SEC.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not.
Joe Milton.
Accuracy.
Okay. I'm about to
KJ
say.
can lay a ball on a dime.
Yeah.
60
Okay.
yards
All
downfield.
right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Milton's not accurate.
Yeah.
Joe will throw the ball and your
hopefully.
receiver will get under it.
Right.
All right. Jordan Travis, Florida State. With all the hype, and I think he's probably in my opinion, the most athletic. Well, I don't know. Now I think about it, then Daniels, he's pretty good for LSU. I'm having to rethink on live.
Right now I'm sitting here thinking, you could throw Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards in there. Yeah. I mean, Michigan's got 2 Heisman candidate running backs.
Yeah, and then
Corum and McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then for my last one, Blake Corum from Michigan, the running back.
He was a finalist till he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He wins it if he don't break his ankle.
Because everybody else got hurt.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like this year was kind of like a backup Heisman because I feel like your finalists should have been, without getting hurt, Bryce Young, Hendon Hooker, Blake Corum, and then you could maybe throw Caleb Williams in there because he didn't really get hurt.
Yeah, but not giving he don't win it.
No.
And, this is another argument for later. This is just me personally. I think they need to back up the Heisman voting till after college football playoffs and all that stuff. Well, not playoffs,
Listen,
but
you know who has the best Player of the Year award? I like how college baseball does it. They give the Golden Spikes award out before Game 2 of the College World Series final.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem giving it out the night of the championship game.
Yeah, exactly.
Get through the playoffs and you make the finals. You got your last 2 teams. You could give it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Heisman curse. Yeah. The last player I can think of that won the Heisman that went out and did something. The 2020 Bama team that was just so much better than everybody else. Cam Newton.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was Cam Newton. He was the last person that I can think of that didn't have the Heisman curse.
Caleb Williams doesn't win that Heisman if they go off based off that last game against Tulane.
No,
absolutely
not.
No, we don't win
or
it.
No. And Utah in the conference championship game, he doesn't. So those are my picks. I mean, you could throw Joe Milton in there for Tennessee, like I said. That's the only question I have for Tennessee. The wide receiver group, Squirrel White, Brew McCoy, Dante. I think he's probably going to be one. Yeah, I mean, they got the room for the wide receivers.
We got 3 good running backs. I mean, literally our entire season lays on Joe Milton's arm.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So
sure does.
That's my only question with Tennessee. That's why I can't put Joe Milton on there because I don't know what I'm getting.
Because he's got weapons. It's just, can he throw the ball on the same field as them?
Yeah.
I mean,
because he was doing a talk show at the SEC Network radio station today. He can throw a ball 90 yards. He admitted to it that he has thrown a ball before, and the first number was a 9.
Yeah. He threw an orange over 100 yards. Saw that video. Did y'all see that video?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I could probably throw an orange maybe 50 yards.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
All right, so I don't really know. My dark horse, and it all comes down to the last game, is J.J. McCarthy. I think if he beats Ohio State, they run the table. He beats Ohio State.
I think
he's got a chance to win it.
I think this year's Ohio State-Michigan game may be one of the most important games in college football for the next 5 years, because I think if Ohio State gets beat, Day's out the door. I think if Michigan wins it, I think McCarthy or Corum is a Heisman finalist, maybe even a winner. I think Jim Harbaugh, I think he might get a championship this year if he wins that game.
If he wins that game, yeah, he could, for sure. I'm going with Caleb Williams. He's going to be on everybody's list, and I hate to do that, but he is.
We don't have to mention him at this point.
I got Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers.
We talked about it. He's got to have that year, but the boy can sling a rock.
And listen, they have, I think, the most underrated wide receiver in college football. His name is Xavier Worthy. He's about 5'11", maybe 6 foot, and Buddy can run a 4.2 flat.
Yeah,
I mean, he is quick.
He's got jets on his feet. And then we talked about this a second ago, but I think this guy can win the Heisman Trophy even with his team not winning, and that's Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
He stays healthy, and Ohio State makes this crazy run. Even if they do lose to Michigan in the last game of the year, and he has one of those phenomenal years, guys, it may be hard not, because that's going to be 2 years in a row.
Because listen, he's the only reason that Ohio State was in that game with Georgia.
I think he was
tore
too.
Georgia's defensive NFL players apart.
Dude, they couldn't cover him.
No,
I mean
he's 6'4", he's a lightning bolt, and he has hands like glue.
I mean, he's really the whole thing when you talk about can't be covered.
Yeah, he's the definition.
I don't know a DB that wants to cover him or can cover him.
Well, you got to get a tall guy that's fast.
Well, you got to think he could play on Sunday right now.
100%.
But you also got to think, you know, with a great wide receiver, you got to have a great quarterback too.
It's not hard to get him the ball though, and it's Ohio State. They always pull a quarterback out of somewhere.
They'll have a quarterback now. It may not be a Justin Fields or a C.J. Stroud or somewhere like that.
Somebody that can get him the ball. I agree with y'all. Somebody that can get him the ball, it's going to be good. But
I thought it was going to be impossible for a non-quarterback running back to win the Heisman until Devontae Smith did in 2020.
Yeah,
at that point, dude, if you give a guy a ball enough, he's
Marvin Harris, and that's what I'm saying. Marvin Harris can win it.
I agree with you. Marvin Harris has the potential to win. It's just like, I mean, other than quarterbacks, the two guys are Blake Corum from Michigan and Mark Harris.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are the two guys.
There's no other offensive player.
I take that back. Bowers.
I don't think a tight end can win the Heisman.
I don't think a tight end can too. The only way he can win, the only way I think he wins the Heisman, if they have some kind of crazy run like we think they're going to.
They just become the greatest offense.
And I know he's already a once-in-a-lifetime talent. He does all this stuff. But if he is the legit weapon on offense and it's him alone, we're not running the ball, or, if they really just have to rely on him and he wins a few games by himself, then hey, we'll talk about it.
He's got to be the guy.
Yeah, if a tight end can win you games in the SEC, especially as tough as it is now,
right?
He is the best player in college football.
He looked like Travis Kelce out there against Tennessee last year.
He does.
That was,
yeah,
and he's small. Like, he's small for a tight end though, kind of.
I think he's only 6'2".
Yeah, he's not that big.
I don't know. He just runs the ball
after the catch yardage.
After the catch, he's hard to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He's just physical.
Yeah, he really is.
But,
he attacks them.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this segment of the show. We'll be back in a minute on X Sports Live.
And my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Hit a home run with the team at United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
On the web, 931-321-8226.
Tommy Johnson, 931-722-4840.
Tyler Webb, 731-438-2084.
Travis Caldwell's 931-629-3033.
You're safe with United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
Rent-Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From Bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent-Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent-Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community.
Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer?
It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Hinie's BBQ. Me and the guys now, we're going to talk a little bit just about our top four in the playoffs. Before we go on, though, Hayden, we're going to bring up AJ's picks if you want to.
So he sent me the list of teams possibly, that he predicts will be the champions. So let me read these off. For the Big 12, his favorite to win is Kansas State, but his dark horse, it's kind of threw me off. It said Texas Tech.
Wow.
They as long as Texas Tech. I was thinking Oklahoma State. I get them confused, but Texas Tech, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Texas Tech this year.
I don't know enough about them, but I've been hearing their name.
Yeah.
So evidently somebody knows something.
Listen, I saw one of their coaches halftime speech had me ready to run through a brick wall back last October. So I like that guy.
So for the Big Ten, obviously Michigan. His dark horse was the one I said earlier, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah.
He has Wisconsin in the Big
I could see it. It's respectable. I really do like that. Clemson, that's who he's got for the ACC. No, not a bad pick. I don't have any hate for it.
As long as Dabo's there, I think they're going to be a conference.
Exactly.
They'll be a conference contender.
Yeah, they're going to be in the talk for it anyways. Dark horse, Louisville.
See, I just don't know what they got.
I don't either.
They
you
got
said
this.
it earlier, and me and Michael, I don't know what I don't know.
I agree. I don't know much about Louisville, but from
is Scott Satterfield still their head coach? Is Malik Cunningham still there?
I'm not sure about that. I think so, but still, you got to look. You got to look.
They got stomped by Kentucky last year, and if you lose to Kentucky last year, you're not good.
But they got the schedule though. That's the only thing that I'm.
Vanderbilt beat Kentucky last year, folks.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Man, we need to kick them out.
That was the loudest. Listen, I swear that was the loudest Neyland Stadium got last year. They showed Vanderbilt beating Kentucky, and that place blew up. We were beating Missouri by 40, so who cared at that point?
Boy, Kentucky. That's I don't like Kentucky. All right, SEC. He picked Georgia, of course. we all agree.
That's a unanimous pick.
That's unanimous by everybody. Dark horse. Let's talk about them. Tennessee.
They can. Will they? I don't know what their. I don't know what their D-line.
Yes. Do you have the talent?
Maybe. Because I think the defense is going to be better this year.
I think it's going to go back. We talked about it 1,000 times. I think it's going to go back to quarterback play.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. For them.
If they say if Milton's not accurate, say this thing going to work. So now you're going to bring in a true freshman.
Yeah.
That ain't had. I don't care.
He's talented, but he's going to be. You're stepping him into the SEC.
In high school football in California, you've never played this kind of football.
Because Bryce Young didn't come in as a freshman and start shredding everybody. He waited till his sophomore year and then shredded everybody.
That's before transfer portal really got out of hand because, like you were talking about, out of Alabama, you got to wait your turn. Who was before him? Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. He had Tua.
Yeah. And
Jalen Hurts.
That's where it started with those guys.
Blake Sims.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that is a whole other conversation, So, for the Pac-12, Utah, which Utah can't.
They went last year, and they bring everybody back.
They beat USC in the regular season and beat them in the conference championship. So, like I said, I think they got their number for real. Mm-hmm. So, and then the AAC, he's picked Tulane.
I think Tulane's going to be your group of 5 that represents you on New Year's 6.
I agree. They beat USC in the bowl game.
They did beat USC in the bowl game.
Because you got to think UCF, they're in a conference now. They're in a big boy conference now. Cincinnati, big boy conference now.
Yep.
BYU. Are they in the Big 12?
Yeah, they're in the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I remember a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Listen,
they might get one. They went 1-8 last year.
Okay, they started the season last year like 3-4-0 and were ranked, and then they played like somebody and got curb stomped. It may have been Notre Dame.
Yeah, but I think these teams this year are going to be a little better in the Pac-12. I think.
Yeah.
All right. For the Heisman, he's got. I mentioned this earlier. I actually like that. Brock Bowers, Georgia. So we talked about that earlier. Mike Penix from Washington.
Yep.
Joe Milton, Tennessee. Caleb Williams, UFC, of course, sadly. Drake May, UNC, North Carolina. Bo Nix and Blake Corum, Michigan.
You know, and I'm sorry, you said Bo Nix a couple times.
You don't think he's got it?
I just don't. I think it may be the Auburn days or whatever for me, but I don't think he's that good.
Listen, after the Georgia game last year, which was another massacre, Oregon had one of the best offenses in the country.
They did, and I.
But again, they're in the Pac-12 where defense is optional.
Right, and I can read the stats, but I just have a hard time going with Bo Nix, even in a talk as a dark.
Yeah, and see, because it kind of icks me too, saying Bo Nix and then being like Heisman, it doesn't sound right.
I mean, come on. I mean, that would have to go on a vote after the fact. Is if they went on a run, they go undefeated, win the Pac-12, and then go beat Georgia in the national championship game. Then give him the.
Then
Heisman.
it feels nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Until
You're
then,
not going to pick him over, Caleb Williams, Drake May. He's not even going to be close.
No.
Even if Caleb Williams has a bad season, he's still going they're going to praise him. I mean, that's what I hate about that.
But see,
they
here's the
praise
thing.
Caleb Williams.
He's the quarterback at the college in Los Angeles, California. I mean, LeBron James' son goes there. That place is literally crawling with celebrities.
We're going to see so much of LeBron and football.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, boy.
I'm about to say he's going to be going back and forth from Ohio State to USC games, man. He's going to be all over the place.
USC's the home of NIL deals at this point. With Caleb Williams,
they actually don't have a top 5 collective. That's on the table. I mean, they do definitely slide millions under the books.
I'm so sick and tired of USC ever since
Bronny signed there. I mean, it is.
I don't like
ever since Caleb Williams went to USC. I don't like him.
I've hated USC for a long time, man. When the Lane train went west, man,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had to deal with the whole Reggie Bush slider thing and Pete Carroll.
So you not a fan? You were not a fan of that?
No.
I'm not a big Pete Carroll guy, but dude, Reggie Bush is fun to watch.
I don't know. Well,
I don't know. He was fun to watch, I guess, but I think he cheated.
Hey, well, go ahead, Michael.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I mean, he took money, but.
Yeah. So, AJ's got win totals, and I guess we can go to that after. He's got some, picks here. He's got Kentucky going under 6.5, and honestly, I could see that.
Listen, Kentucky has like a huge ceiling and a really low floor. I mean, they could scrape a bowl game, or they could finish second in the East.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I don't know. Well, actually, I did say that. Of course, it's ridiculous. I was telling you about it. How they got the 24/7 Sports came out with their quarterback rankings. They had KJ Jefferson's one. I agree with it.
Jay Daniels too.
Jay Daniels too. They had Kentucky.
Leary at 3.
At 3 over Joe Milton.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Leary over Will Rogers.
I wouldn't put him over Spitler Rattler.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him over my quarterback.
Yeah.
Which one?
Whoever plays that day.
Whoever plays that day. Oh man, but yeah, I agree. I think Kentucky. Will they make a bowl game? I think so. But with the new, you're gonna have a new quarterback. It's the SEC. I think they're going under 6.
Mark Stoops is just the most mid coach of all time.
It's bad.
He'll have a good year every once in a while, but then there's the times where he'll have the 7-5 year, the 6-6 year.
For sure.
All right. Your favorites, Vanderbilt. Over. AJ's got them over 3.5.
Yeah.
No way, AJ.
Dude, I think Vanderbilt's going to a bowl game. I do. I think they're going to win 2 conference games, and I think they're going to win all 4 of their non-conference games.
They've lost their mind.
They beat Florida and Kentucky last year.
I think they will beat Florida. I think that's the only SEC game they win this year.
They still get to listen. They still get to play Ole Miss, who they almost beat. They were beating Ole Miss at halftime last year.
Listen, guys, that was last year.
They didn't lose anybody.
I know, but they ain't get no better.
I'm with you. I don't know about Vanderbilt.
Listen, I like seeing crazy stuff happen.
I do. Come on.
They don't even have a stadium right now. Their stadium is like parking garage. I mean,
yes. Yeah. No way they win 3 games. 3.5. Did you say 3.5?
Yeah, AJ, over 3.5.
I think they could win 4.
I think they win their non-conference games, and then they're always going to get that one SEC. I'll give them that.
They'll lose a cupcake this year.
They will lose a cupcake. I'm going to say that. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say under for Vanderbilt. I don't know about Vanderbilt.
I can't say under 3 wins for an SEC team. I get they're not an SEC, but I can't say under. I think they're going to win their fall for
I get where you're coming from. All right, Kansas State. AJ's got them over 7.5.
Yeah, I think they're an 8-4 team.
Yeah. I picked them to win the conference.
I don't think they're that good.
They don't have Martinez. But I mean they'll win.
They have Will Howard. They still have Will Howard.
I think they're a top 15 team in the nation, but I don't see them.
I see them,
they finish like 12?
I see them as one of those teams when you're watching the conference championships. You know, SEC's always going to be like 2 top 5 teams. When you're watching the Big 12, it's going to be like 7 versus 18. I feel like they're that 18.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense. All right. Penn State under 9.5.
No.
That's what AJ's
I don't see it. Their defense is they're in the Alabama shoes. If their offense can be good, they're going to be scary.
I mean, if they're that's right. They can actually go play for Big Ten championship.
Yeah, I think they can.
And they got to play both teams.
I got them under. I mean, I looked at their schedule. 8-4. That's what
listen.
But I do think they'll beat Ohio State.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, because defense, they're going to make Ohio State play down.
You said 8.5. That is a lot.
Yeah. No. It's actually 9.5.
9.5. That's a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm still going over. I can't see that.
I think it may be a push for me.
I can't see a 9-3 season coming out of this team. I really can't.
Yeah. All right. Texas under 9.5 says AJ Good.
Yeah. I think that's a real possibility.
Because they're going to win it. They're going to win the Big 12.
Oh man,
I got them picked.
I've
got them picked to win the Big 12.
There's a better chance of them going under 9 wins than over.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got Alabama early, so I mean,
they got us early.
Actually, that's going to be the decider.
If Alabama doesn't injure their entire team, they'll be fine. But I mean, they came out of that game limping, and
that's going to be the decider. that game will haunt them or help their cause.
Which one?
Alabama.
Hey, we might get to see Arch.
Yeah, we might.
Yeah.
And then they're going to kill him and put in that they got that other freshman that's like 6'6".
Boy, if that happens.
That dude.
That guy's a man. I mean, that kid is 18 years old, but that is a man.
If that happens to Arch Manning, he'll be.
Well, hey, Peyton got thrown in his first game in college. He wasn't a starter, but there's Colquitt got hurt, and they put him in at quarterback for like a drive.
Yeah. All right. Ole Miss under 7.5. That's pretty.
I like it.
Here's the thing with that.
I love it.
Here's the thing with that. Okay, they have 14 quarterbacks, dude. If one of them gets hurt, they just throw another one back there.
I'm the other under.
Yeah.
The
way Lane Kiffin showed up to SEC media day, that was it for
Listen,
me.
he only looked a little hungover. Okay, he's on Broadway. You can't kill him for that. He's a grown man. Somewhat.
Old Kiffin.
Listen, I hate him, but I think he's one of the most entertaining coaches in college football by far.
Man, he's so entertaining to watch.
But he's just weird.
He is weird.
He's
a
weird dude. All right. Clemson, I could see it over 9.5.
Yeah.
That's what he picked him, over 9.5.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Who are they going to lose to other than like Florida State?
I mean, North Carolina.
I just think they're that team that could lose to somebody they shouldn't.
South Carolina.
Dude, listen, I watched them lose to a Pitt team that, I mean, they had that James Conner and Nathan Peterman, and they was a good college team. But they finished the year like 7-5.
Yeah. I don't know about them. I mean, after DJ left and the way they played against Tennessee in the Orange Bowl, I mean, I don't know about
They lost to South Carolina, too,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was when South Carolina came on, and I don't.
That was the stupidest 3 weeks ever.
Yeah, that was.
Because everybody was like, dude, South Carolina, they can win the East next year.
Yeah,
and then,
after
they lose to Notre Dame because Tyler and Notre Dame's quarterback threw them 2 touchdowns, and they still lost.
They're not gonna be good.
They'll finish 4th in the East.
They got y'all, and that was just that game. We
played them any other week of the season, we stomp them.
I feel like every team
has that game.
They have that day, and just so happened South Carolina had it the day they played y'all. And, and they done it against y'all's number ones. I mean, y'all had your full team out there.
No excuse.
No, I tip my hat to them. I mean, to have that game against y'all, and a lot of times when you see that, they might take that foot off the gas a little. Think, okay, we're up by 14. Let's try not to turn the ball over. Let's not do this.
They kept
laid it on them.
Dude, they just kept on pouring.
And listen, I have a little bit of a prediction. If Tennessee starts beating up on South Carolina, kind of like they did us last year, I don't think we take our foot off the pedal. I think we
I agree with
run
you.
them out
that
of Knoxville.
That's going to be the best defense Tennessee plays all year, in my opinion, against South Carolina. And it's going to be in Knoxville. That's my opinion.
If we get a night game,
stomp
we're blacking out the jerseys, blacking out the arena. I mean, it's going to be bumping in there.
Mm-hmm. That's going to
And I'll enjoy every second of that $10 ticket.
That's going to be wild. Yeah.
I'm going to.
Boise State. That's an odd one that's in there.
They kind of
over 7.5.
They were kind of bad last year. I'm going to go under.
I'm going under. They were real bad.
Yeah, I'm under, especially the teams they play. I'm unsure.
Yeah. I feel like after the Kellen Moore years, everybody's just kind of like, oh, Boise State's going to win 10 games.
Well, we had Kellen Moore hit us in the face, and then we had this blue field. And they were making this crazy run in the BCS.
Yeah, they almost made.
And then it just went. Boom,
yeah.
Huh.
That's
weird.
God,
well, they had that 1 year before where they had when they beat Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
the Fiesta Bowl.
That was like one of the most unbelievable.
Oh, that was like
upsets.
that's national championship game.
Yeah, they went wild.
I mean, that was crazy.
All right, Oklahoma State over 6.5.
They still got Mike Gundy. I can give it to them.
I mean.
Yeah, I can go over 6.5.
I think a coach can win you 7 games.
Yeah, I think they'll
in
get
that
there,
conference.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, the teams they play.
That bottom half's gonna be bad. With the American teams they added, like the BYU's, the Cincinnati's, and the UCFs.
Yeah, BYU. That's gonna be easy.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Iowa over 8.5.
Yes. Listen, Iowa. They might win their division this year. They have.
I could see it with
their
defense.
The McCaffrey kid from Cade McNamara from Michigan. They got like 3 big. They got 2 or 3 big receiver transfers, and So this is a little fun fact. They added a clause to their offensive coordinator's contract that says if they don't score 25 points a game, that he gets a pay cut.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. It's an incentive to score. I mean, I'm tired of these 17, 14 Iowa, Wisconsin games.
I saw
run the score. Let's run it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Utah over 8.5. I could really see that, especially with the. I mean, they're going to play USC. If they beat USC and they just win.
Listen, I think a worst case scenario for Utah this year is they're in the Rose Bowl again.
Yeah, I mean, Utah is going to be one of those up and coming teams. I feel like.
Yeah, they got a lot to prove. Again.
Yeah, they do. They do. Virginia under 3.5.
Well, Virginia's bad. They lost. Okay, so listen. So what happened is after the shooting in Charleston last year, they gave all their football players an extra year of scholarship, and then all their good players left. They're going to be bad this year, and I feel bad for saying
I do. I hate it for the school, the program.
They got Tennessee opening week in Nashville, so that's just going to be.
And their fans think the game's in Knoxville, so that shows you how ready they are for the game.
I mean, Knoxville's going to be in Nashville that week, so that's going. It's.
I will not be.
Tennessee will probably blow them out of the water.
It won't be a game.
Yeah, it won't be a game at all.
It'll be a game.
I mean, if Nico will probably play in the
Listen,
halftime.
I think Tennessee's in a good spot because our first 2 games are against really awful teams.
Yeah.
You got
that goes back to that whole thing I was talking about last week. Let's get away from that.
Yeah, the cupcakes.
There shouldn't be one.
Okay, well, you know what I hate more than cupcakes?
How many they got, though? I mean, they got,
Okay, so you have to play one Power 5 team, and then you can play one FCS team, so that you play 2, bad. And Tennessee's not even playing. That UTSA team could win their conference easily.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They can't compete
and then they play UConn, who went to a bowl game last year.
I know, but they can't compete in the SEC.
No.
Get them out of here, UConn. That was a joke when I saw that schedule.
Dude, Jim Mora is a good coach.
He is a good coach.
He's a good coach, but
they got a winning record for the first time ever.
That's a basketball school.
Yeah.
They did win the Natty.
It's a basketball school.
I don't even remember what I was getting at. Y'all keep going.
Marshall over 7.5.
Hey, listen, them and Troy are favorites to win the Sun Belt.
I think that's a push. I think that's where they're at. 7.5.
I mean 7 or 7.5. But I mean, you could go.
I got them. I put them down there just because fish for him. I got them at 7.5.
Yeah. All right, West Virginia over 5.5. That says AJ.
I do. I got them.
I could see. I think they're on the bounce back.
They are. It's just been a slow process.
Yeah, it's been slow.
I kind of think they're still on a slight decline because I don't think they fired their head coach yet. And
no, they didn't fire their head coach.
But they got the talent, though. They have a good recruiting here,
if
you think about it.
Yep.
All right. Oregon State over 8.5. That's a stretch. I'm going under.
9-3. They went 9-3 last year. I don't know why they can't do it again. They have a better team.
I don't know.
They're the one team in the Pac-12 that has a defense.
Yeah, that's true.
That's going to win them some games.
I just don't, man. I got a feeling about DJ, man. It's not that I'm hating
Dude, when
on
it's
him,
a
I just
Friday
don't know,
night,
man.
like the middle of October, and it's like 11:30, and you turn on your TV, it's going to be Oregon State and like, I don't know, like Wazoo or something, Washington State. It's going to be like a 17-14 game, and you're going to love every second of it.
If they let him play the way they want him to play, I mean, he'll be good. But I haven't seen it at Clemson.
Right.
I'm not bought into DJ yet. All right.
Oh, listen, man, I'm just itching for one of those MAC games on a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
it's like,
of course. I mean,
you
he
got
might
like
have,
Bowling Green and Kent State, and they're just going at it for like who's going to get their second win of the year.
He might have the game Spencer Rattler had against Tennessee last year, if you think about it.
Who are we talking about, DJ?
Yeah. I mean, he might have that one explosive game. So
that's for sure.
Other than the Tennessee and Clemson games, Rattler sucked.
Yeah, he really did. He didn't have. I mean, they were wondering if he was going to be benched.
Yeah.
That time.
Yeah.
So. Notre Dame over 8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a good quarterback.
They do, yeah.
And they have a great defense.
I have to go with over.
I got to go over, too. As much as I hate to say it, I got to.
Man, it pains me to say it.
Yeah, I know. With Sam
Listen,
coming,
I know y'all's – I like Notre Dame. I do. I like Marcus Freeman.
I like their head coach. And
I like their head coach. I think he's really good.
I just
I'd like to see him go to a different program just because I don't like Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think he played at Ohio State, maybe.
He did. He's a Big Ten guy.
Well, he's dying to see Ohio State win.
Oh.
Yeah, boy, that
hey, listen, they're bringing them to South Bend week 1.
Yeah.
You think that that makes you think if they'll interview him, maybe if Notre Dame has a good season this year.
Good. For sure.
If Day gets thrown, if he gets sent. All right, well, odds for I guess SEC we can do that. You know, Tennessee, I know they're at 9.5.
Yeah.
I'd say you pull them up. I don't have a bet map.
I'm looking at them
under the legal age of betting, I think.
9.5 for Tennessee, over or under. I'm taking. This is me. I'm saying we're going.
I got the over on that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm going to say under because every time I bet on Tennessee, they lose.
I mean, I could see it. Don't get me wrong.
Listen, I did not go to the Tennessee-Alabama basketball game because I was that convinced we were going to lose.
Wow.
I missed the number 1 team in the country coming to town, and we beat them.
Yeah.
And I sat in my room and watched it.
Just like football. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be that Tennessee fan this week. I think they're going to go 11-1. I think they're going to beat Alabama. I think the only game they're going to lose to is Georgia.
Okay.
I mean, I think they can beat Georgia.
The crazy Tennessee fan in me is going to say 11-1 loss to Bama, win Georgia. I think we could beat them this year.
I got y'all at 10-2.
Okay.
Losing to Bama and Georgia.
Nope. I got you losing to Georgia and losing a game you shouldn't lose.
Like A&M or something like that.
I don't just.
Oh man, that A&M scared. That A&M game is scary.
You know what game's scaring me? At Missouri, dude. We curb stomped them 2 years in a row.
I don't know, man.
They're mad. I get their coach is like a dork, but
I mean, not SEC, South Carolina. I'm convinced we're gonna whoop them.
Yeah, that's
after the way we got stomped by them, that defense is gonna be fired up.
Baby Beamer's gonna be crawling back to South Carolina.
Exactly, they're gonna be. They're
gonna pull a Lane Kiffin to him and leave him at the airway.
Yeah. So, Georgia obviously over 11.5.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Listen, I don't think
they're only threats.
Their schedule is terrible. Their hardest game is us.
Yeah, it's not.
Only thing I'm going to say is my final pick on that what you just said. Because I know we've kind of went off from our picks, but I've got Michigan winning it all.
Really?
I've got them beating Georgia in a championship game.
Well, do you want to do playoff picks now, like our top 4?
Yeah, we can do that.
No, it don't matter. I don't care.
I was just talking, maybe SEC because that's what I'm going to be watching,
Yeah, let's go with your top 4.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Then we'll go to break.
Georgia won, obviously. We'll go Penn State, too. I think Penn State's that team that makes it out of the Big Ten.
Huh.
Wow.
USC 3. Y'all can kill me, but Texas 4. I got Texas making it, man. And that's a weird top 4 compared to the Alabama and Georgia,
I'll give you that.
Michigan, Ohio State that we have every year.
Yeah.
But, man, listen, I think it's just the fan of me that wants to see something different so bad that puts those 4 teams there.
Well, that's where
I'm itching for something
4.
different.
Yeah. All right, my top 4 is Georgia 1, of course. I've got Michigan 2. I think they're going to beat Ohio State and send Day to the streets. I got Tennessee number 3. I got them going 11-1.
If they're 11-1, I think they are number 3.
Yeah, I think they're number 3 because they're going to lose to Georgia. I got them losing to Georgia. If they lose to Georgia, you're not going to have them play that late in the season and play them number 1, at number 4. So I don't see that. And then number 4, I got Alabama. I think they're going to have enough games.
3 SEC teams.
Wow. Yep,
So
I told y'all
there's
earlier.
one team that doesn't make the SEC championship that makes the playoff.
Yep, I'm saying it. 3 SEC teams are going to make the college football playoffs.
But listen, here's the thing: there's some conferences that can beat up on each other so bad that like an 11-1 Alabama that doesn't play in the conference championship game or whatever could make the playoff.
Yeah, and we've talked about that.
I got Ohio State going 10-2, but I think that Penn State game and Michigan obviously, but the Penn State game, I got them losing that game. If they do lose that game, it's going to be huge against them.
Right.
Like I'd take. If the committee had to pick between, if that were the case, Alabama and Ohio State, I think they take Alabama easily.
Oh,
in my opinion,
I think you're right.
All right, Coach of the Year, national.
Ooh, that's tough. That's real tough.
Okay, so opinionated. If I go off my picks, then I'm gonna give it to Harbaugh. That he finally got over the hump. Of course he's beat Ohio State now, but now he's got over the hump and won a title. Then I'll give it to Harbaugh.
Yeah, I would. I'm not taking Kirby any day.
No,
I'm not taking Kirby. He can't. Okay, so the problem with Kirby is he's already reached the top. He can't go top.
Well, you can't. I can't take Kirby. I'm still, even if he doesn't reach the top, I still can't take Kirby. No. I don't like him. I can't stand him. He's arrogant, in my opinion. I just don't like him.
So mine goes off what you were saying. If Penn State makes it out of that Big Ten with one loss or none, even. Yeah. How do you not give it to James Franklin?
That's a great point.
Texas is head coach too, like you said.
So my top 4, I've got Michigan at 1, I got Georgia at 2, Florida State at 3, and USC at 4.
Well, you got to give it to Mike Norvell then.
Oh, you put USC. I know that hurts to say that.
It does. Okay, does. So if he's there again, do you give it to Lincoln Riley?
No.
I'm just asking.
Now I get like. I think the awards voted after like the playoff and stuff like that. Is it not? We'll say it is.
I think it's actually
If USC wins a natty, you got to give it to Lincoln Riley then, because everybody has him labeled as that one coach that he can make you an NFL quarterback, but he's just going to take you to the playoff and get cursed.
It goes back to what we were talking about, winning that championship. Lincoln's done all this stuff at Oklahoma, and he went to USC and started doing it again.
I think with this, and now it just comes to my head at the top of the. With Clemson, how they do, I think you could probably make a case for Dabo as well if they win the ACC and make it back into the college football playoffs.
Yeah, if he can make a way to get himself back in that top 4 spot, with if he was to run the table and go undefeated and win the ACC,
he's got to be. He's going to be praised.
He's
going to be praised.
But last year a one-loss Clemson team's not as good as a one-loss some of these other teams.
Yeah,
I just don't believe
they didn't
that.
feel that good because their quarterback was still DJ Uyunglele. Cade Klubnik didn't start a game until the ACC championship game.
Yeah, he started the ACC championship game in the bowl game against Tennessee.
They ran North Carolina.
But he did do good. He did do good against the even though they lost Tennessee.
He had a good game against Tennessee.
They
just didn't score a bunch of points.
Yeah, they didn't. I
think he had 300 he had like 300 passing yards.
Yeah, they ran the ball all the time though too, so 300 passing yards is pretty good too.
And he's sneaky athletic, dude. Yeah. He's got jets because he was a sprinter in high school.
I think, but the thing is with Clemson though, if they do go 11-1, I still don't know how you can put them in if Tennessee goes 11-1 or if Alabama goes 11-1 and somehow LSU goes 11-1.
Hey, if LSU was to go 11-1 and win the SEC and
they're
beat Georgia,
they're in.
They're in.
If you win the SEC championship, I don't care who you are.
We didn't talk about
I take that back.
And listen, I think LSU might be like at a point now where they kind of like flip a page.
So what do you do with Kelly?
For one reason, Brian Kelly, and hear me out, okay? He had never won a big game in his career up to last year, about the end of October.
Yeah,
they had that game against Nick Saban,
and
he
turned
beats
it
him.
on.
Yeah, that's good. So what if LSU was to go 11-1, win the SEC? And then go on the playoffs. What do you do about Brian Kelly? And you talk about your coach of the year.
He's got to be in the conversation.
He's won it a couple times.
He has won it at Notre Dame.
I would say he wins. I
think he won it one year at Cincinnati too.
He might have.
Because if you think if Harbaugh wins the national championship and LSU makes it in there, then I would say put Harbaugh over Brian Kelly. But say Michigan loses the first round, they don't make it to the college football playoffs, and LSU. Say they win, and they even though if they don't lose the or if they don't win the championship, I'd still make a case for Brian Kelly being over Harbaugh in that case.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we don't know about, like we said, we don't know about Tennessee and Heupel yet. So, I think does he has the he can win the Coach of the Year.
I don't know how he didn't get some sort of accolade last year, dude. Tennessee came from nowhere, really. Because if you weren't a Tennessee fan, you did not have us going 10-2.
Y'all wasn't even ranked. 18-2.
We weren't ranked. We were 26. We were 26 week 1.
Yeah,
26 week 1.
24.
What was it? 24. Yeah, 15, 8, 6.
Listen,
3.
last year when we beat Pitt, that is the first time we have beaten a ranked Power 5 team on the road since we beat Miami in 2003.
Right.
It's been a long time.
I mean, he's done incredible things because everybody, when he got hired, everybody just, even Tennessee fans just, ugh.
Yep.
And then he
Feels
comes
like
in 7-6 first year. Our offense is really fast. We're like, okay, this is kind of fun. Everybody comes back next, for this past year. And we start beating people. We beat Pitt. Okay. Then we beat Florida. Okay. We go kill LSU. And then we're like, wait, we're good. Beat Alabama. We're on top of the world. We stomp Kentucky. And then Georgia hits us in the face with a brick. And we slow down. But that first 7-8 weeks of the season was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm not hating on that because, you bring Tennessee back to relevance, finally being number 1 for the first time.
Listen, people are putting Tennessee at second in their SEC East polls. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Right.
We were oh, God, they beat Vanderbilt this year. We were there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there was a point where over the last 10 years we were even with them.
Yeah. So
Vanderbilt.
Exactly. For sure. Well, that's going to do it for this segment of the show, guys. We'll be back in a minute to close the show out with our rant. We'll be back in a minute on X Sports Live.
This is the X Sports Network.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy and GMC dealer.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie, and we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Hinie's Restaurant in Etheridge, Tennessee, it's going to be our final segment. It's what me and the guys call the rant, and I'm going to start off with Hayden.
All right, Dusty, it's that time.
Let's hear
I've
it.
been building it up for a while. I was going to do it last week, but I told you, I said there was some information I saw that I'm going to wait a little bit, see what happens. It's time to hear it. Sam, which camera's working? That one? Okay.
Right in the middle.
James Harden, shut your mouth, please. Dude,
boy.
You got to get over yourself, man. The tweet you just came out with today, being comfortable for so long, it's time to get uncomfortable. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah. I don't know what it means.
He's weird, man.
Yeah.
He's
like,
weird.
I'm so sick and tired of this James Harden stuff because he's trying to get his way out of Philly any way possible now. Like, he tried it at Houston, though. If you think about it, this dude came. I mean, this dude looked like he just got done with Taco Bell. I mean, for real. I'm being serious. Like, this dude forced his way out of Houston. Pretty much, they got rid of D'Antonio. He said, you know what? I'm going to leave since I ain't got D'Antonio no more. He said, I'm done with Houston. I'm going to come in, and I want to go where I want to go. Got to Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn, I get that's a whole different situation because of the Kyrie situation going on. Kevin Durant not happy. He got out of Brooklyn with that. I get it. You know, I'm not too upset with him about that, but, you know, he didn't force his way out of that situation. But this Philadelphia situation, I was happy for him at first. I was starting to get to know him and not get to know him, but understand.
Yeah, maybe respect him.
Yeah, get to respect him because he took that lower payment to, try to win a championship. Now, of course, I mean, I get it kind of because if you think about it, he was expecting another contract, but you can't just opt into a contract like that and then want to get traded after you were supposed to be the guy because Embiid got hurt that one game and then wasn't sure if he was going to make it. He went off for that game and then was a no-show. The rest of the playoffs there. And, I mean, I'm just so sick of James Harden because he got Doc Rivers fired. Let's be honest. He got Doc Rivers fired.
He did.
There's no doubt. I mean, I think at this point, I don't know if he's going to get traded, but if he does, it's either going to be soon or it's going to be, before training camp, hopefully, or it's going to be at the trade deadline because this guy here, he might be more hated than Ben Simmons.
Okay, I got a quick question to go, or just a question to ask y'all. Do y'all think Doc Rivers is a good coach? He won a title with Boston in 2008, but, I mean, you look, they had Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo.
I think he's an NBA coach. I don't know if he's one of the top tiers anymore.
I don't know. I was going to say, he may not be up here anymore, but I don't think he's down here.
Yeah, like, he's not.
I think he's middle of the road.
Because, you look, he had Lob City. Never made it out of the second round of playoffs.
Well,
he had Philadelphia with good players. Never really got them anywhere.
Well, here's the thing, too, about that, though, with Doc and Philly is he had all that ego going on. That he's trying to, and we see it, man. Harden's not good in the locker room.
No, he's not.
I don't care what he says or what anybody says.
He's not. Of course, I mean, I feel for him. This is the only thing I feel for James Harden is because the league changed up on him whenever he was, averaging 35 points and because he was getting all those calls at the three-point line. I get that, but still, you can't just expect. You haven't been performing. You're not a number one player on a playoff team. You're not a number two, and you're close to being not a number three where you're not even like he wasn't even playable at the end of the games because he wasn't scoring.
He was scared. Yeah, dude, him in the second half was, I mean, you could throw me or Hayden out there and we do the same thing.
And, I think what he seen was he's like, oh, man, I'm hurting my image. I'm James Harden. I changed the game. I was one of the greatest three-point shooters that we've seen and hit that crazy run,
I mean, I was at the game in Houston when he scored his 10,000th career point. I mean, it was he was the top of the league.
But I'm with you, man. I'm past Harden.
Yeah, I'm so sick of James Harden because when I was growing up, I thought he was one of the greatest things in Houston. But after what he did at Houston, I was kind of like, okay, I'm not a big fan of that. And then after what happened in Philadelphia, this is just out. This is bad, dude. Like, I don't know how he's going to force his way out. Hopefully he doesn't go to Taco Bell anytime soon like I mentioned earlier.
Right.
But that's my rant on James Harden. I've been saving it up for a month now, and y'all got it. So,
hey, man, somebody wants some tacos. Give a couple tacos.
Call up Taco Tuesday. Bye.
That's good.
That's a LeBum thing right there.
LeBum.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
We could talk about that, too, for a rant, changing to number 23 again.
Are you kidding me?
Did you not see that?
I did see it.
He did what?
He changed back to number 3.
He's changed his jersey number back to 23.
Out of respect for Bill Russell.
Are you kidding me?
I'm a Boston guy, but that's stupid.
See, I'm not going to this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah, that's another
week.
discussion.
That's another week.
Yep. That's another week.
Well, Michael, if you don't have one, I don't. I'm going to hold off for this week.
I ain't really got one, but I'm going to look for a good one next week.
So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We missed AJ. Yeah. AJ, if you're watching, we miss you, buddy. See you next week. Be back tomorrow morning, Southeast Region.
Yep. Ball games 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Hopefully we'll have some decent weather, get some games in. But for Dusty Kaiser, got Hayden Burks, Michael Marks, our producer extraordinaire filling in for the man, Kevin B. Samuel. We'll see y'all next week.
This is the X Sports Network.